Since watching the show Supernatural, I see angels as self-righteous, arrogant jerks. And Angelfall by Susan E., my first venture into dystopian fantasy, did nothing to improve my impression of angels. Angelfall, the first book in Penryn and the End of Day series, is short, entertaining, and disturbing. It only took me about 5 hours to read it. In this book review, I will talk about the story, its strengths, and low points. If you liked Angelfall, you will find more book recommendations towards the end of this video. If you have read this book, please drop a comment and don't forget to subscribe to support this channel. Heads up, there are mild spoilers ahead. As always, let's start with a short summary. 6 weeks ago, angels invaded the planet, destroying all the major cities. And just like that, humanity is thrown back to the Stone Age, fighting to survive this hell on Earth. Penryn Young is a 17-year-old who lives with her mentally ill mother and her wheelchair-bound little sister. Risking death to hunt for food while vicious gangs roam the streets is the new way of life for her, but Penryn is resourceful and is determined to get her family to safety. When angels end up kidnapping her little sister, Penryn makes a deal with an injured warrior angel Raffi in return for finding her sister. Raffi, whose wings have been brutally hacked off, desperately needs to reach the angel stronghold in San Francisco to try and get his wings back. Together, they set out on a difficult journey to find Penryn's sister before it is too late. The story held my attention right from the beginning. The author managed to convey a sense of urgency and tension right off the bat. The idea of an angel apocalypse isn't entirely original, but there were some fresh elements here that worked well. The dystopian setting of a ruined modern city is aptly dark, menacing, and believable. The urban world is an abandoned wasteland with mobile phones and cars lying discarded on the streets while nature is slowly reclaiming the land. The humans are forced to make tough decisions, sacrificing their dignity for a chance to survive. It is not a complex story, and the prose is simple and organized. Many chapters were surprisingly short. There is plenty of gore and anxiety-inducing moments. The pace faltered in the middle while the main leads were on the road and then picked up towards the end. I hadn't heard much about this book, so I did not see the overused enemies to lovers trope coming. Thankfully, it was not toxic and the budding relationship did not shift the focus away from the main plot, which is good because I was not sold on the romance. Their slow developing bond was convincing, but I felt the intensity of Raffi's feelings at the end was odd as their relationship was only just kicking off. It was clear that Raffi was short for Raphael. I found his arc and backstory a little lacking. Why was it so easy for the other angels to lose faith in him? Just because he wasn't in touch with them, they assumed he's fallen now? It must be a sad existence if you live eons and no one has your back. Also, it was weird that Penryn did not ask Raffi about why other angels were attacking him. Does she think it is normal for angels to fight each other? I like that we don't get the glamorized teenage version of angels, but angels giving pop culture references and talking in modern slang was weird. It kind of reduced their personas from awe-inspiring beings to something that is simply supernatural. Moreover, this is not consistent. Angels have learnt human ways from watching TV but do not know about basic stuff like food and band-aids. There is not a lot of lore on how and why the angel apocalypse came to be. Did they come down and just cut off electricity? Apparently, they are okay with not smiting everyone because humans are still roaming the streets in plain sight. So what were their orders? What do they think the endgame is? As a side plot, there is a group of humans preparing to strike back while the angels are involved in some sinister science experiments. I wish Penryn was more involved with the resistance. The side plots are compelling but not developed very well. Though I knew that Penryn will end up finding her sister, I never expected the story to take such a dark turn. Though high on energy and action-packed, disturbing is the word I would like to use for the last chapters. I forced myself to read the section about the kids. It was so creepy and terrible that I wanted to skip that entire part. And that scorpion horror lived rent-free in my head long after I ended the book. I wish we could have seen the angel warfare at Raffi's end in the climax than just hear it all happening off the scene. Moreover, it did not make sense. Is it that easy to turn an angel? Penryn is an intelligent, self-sufficient teenager, pretty mature for her age. Her single goal is to get her family to safety and survive. Thanks to her mother, she has been trained in various forms of martial arts and uses both her skills and cunning when facing enemies. Penryn's choices are driven by the fierce love for her sister, and this devotion is one of the highlights of the story. Raffi is a mysterious angel mutilated in war, and he desperately needs to get his wings back. Initially amused by Penryn's antics, he grows to admire her resilience. Having a common destination, I liked how these unlikely companions work together, learning to trust each other along the way. I absolutely loved the mom's character. I started the story feeling bad about her unstable state, but the lady turned out to be both scary and hilarious. Not only can she handle herself in this hostile world, she can strike fear in the hearts of other horrid characters. It is obvious there is a lot of mystery surrounding the mom that is yet to be unraveled. We do not have many important side characters. I like how Penryn named the angels based on the color of their wings. Since all of them look equally gorgeous, this was easier to remember. But neither the angels nor the resistance group characters have been developed well enough to be talked about. Angelfall got me thinking about what really is the definition of evil, since the angels believe they are following the word of God. Are the ways of the angels a metaphor for the way we humans treat other living creatures? I'm impressed with this dark urban fantasy with its tough female lead and its fascinating blend of dystopian setting and a subtle paranormal romance. I'm rating Angelfall 7 out of 10. There were some unique ideas and horror elements that stood out well. I'm hoping all the loose ends get wrapped up neatly in the later books. If you enjoyed Angelfall, you may also like Blue Blood series by Melissa De La Cruz, Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Lainey Taylor, The Bone Season series by Samantha Shannon, Lux series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. In the next 2 books in the series, more than the romance, I want to see more detailed angel-human battles. How about you? Did you enjoy the story? Drop a comment below, like and subscribe. See you on the next one.